Wherever there is land that has too much water, a ciénaga or marsh develops. Those who have lived in such an ecosystem have always found a way to cultivate food and to survive, to thrive, turning what would first appear as a hindrance to fertile, floating gardens. Such gardens were developed in various parts of the globe by people who were basically discovering the same hydrological techniques for using excess water and manipulating it so that it could be used to grow food. These techniques for turning dead water into live water can be found near places like Xochimilco in Mexico City. The word Xochimilco comes from the Nahuatl word xochil, that means flower, mili, a cultivated place, and co, place, or place for cultivated flowers. Chinampa comes from the Nahuatl word chinami, which means hedge or enclosure of canes or reeds, because in the beginning, the chinampas were made of reeds, then filled with soil from the bottom of the lake. This gave them the appearance of floating gardens. The Chinampa landscape, like much of that of the Acequias, is a testimony to the evolution of social creativity, the imaginative and spiritual vitality of the people who have labored to create such bountiful landscapes. Hernán Cortés, a Spanish conquistador, landed in Mexico in the year 1519. Much like the rest of the conquistador, he was in search of gold, in search of a city that would benefit him and the Spanish crown. Cortés, along with his army of men, were said to have been helped by an indigenous woman who is now known La Malinche. She is known as the lover of Cortés and the woman who betrayed her people. Although Mexico respects its indigenous heritage as mestizos, and to this day, corn and other native plants are still valued highly. Along with indigenous agrarian practices, the cosmology of Mesoamerica is becoming one that is injected within of Mexico's history. The faces of dioses, such as Xochitlicue and Tlaloc, along with many others, can be seen all over the country of Mexico. I truly loved my day spending time with friends, our last day in Mexico. I really loved going to the Chinampas in Xochimilco. There I realized to be very proud of my Mexican roots. I was proud to be a part of this greater idea of the raza cósmica, the idea that indigenous peoples, that the people of Mexico would one day be on top, that one day that they would be able to share their practices with the world once again. I believe that the time has come. I believe that indigenous people and that these techniques used by indigenous people who used to cultivate the land with nothing more than their hands and their knowledge from the community. I believe that now, more than ever, we will need to focus on these sort of techniques to protect the water. Porque la agua es sagrada.